All right, guys, this episode is brought to you by Major Beauty. Your girl is about to hook you up because y'all know how I do my lashes all the time. And Major Beauty is going to offer $20 off your initial full set of lashes. And the first 6 months, you can also use this promo code HERR20 and you can get $20 off your membership because she does offer membership services. So she not only does eyelashes, she also does permanent makeup, those new henna eyebrows. If you're not ready to go full force on the tattooing of the eyebrows, you can try them out by getting this henna stuff done. I haven't tried it because y'all know I got microbladed eyebrows, but I do use Kiana for my lashes. She is my new lash tech. I'm loving her. She's great and she's super duper professional and you're going to love her little studio. So check her out, The Major Beauty. Make sure you use promo code HERR20 to get a discount off your full set and your membership for the next 6 months, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Her Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Marisol Herrera, and we have
producer Rob.
Marisol,
where can people find you on social media?
You know, I mean, it's real simple. It's Marisol Herrera and our podcast at Her Lounge Podcast on IG and on YouTube now. So please go on there and watch. We'd really appreciate it because I'm trying to upgrade my little podcast room. So now it's going to be very nice. They're coming in Saturday to paint, just so you know.
Oh, snap.
So they're just going to do the 2 rooms for now, and then they'll come back and paint the remainder of the house. But I just asked him if there was any way he could do me the favor of coming in and painting our 2 podcast rooms that we know for sure are going to be podcast rooms, so that we could kind of start feeling like, you know.
Yeah.
So this couch will be in there temporarily until I get what I want, right? Okay. This y'all's stuff will be in there temporarily until we get what we're gonna get. Right. But I'm super excited about it.
What color? Or what do we got? Can we give people like a teaser?
I kind of would like for it to be a surprise, so that when they see it, I have Amor a la Flor making me this a beautiful like flower arrangement that's going to be on the podcast.
I thought you said Como la Flor.
No, Amor a la Flor.
Amor a la Flor.
She's so amazing. I want to have her on, but I told her I didn't want to have her on until I have my podcast room and I actually have her flower arrangement there because her story is pretty cool. I met her at Itz's birthday party. So she's really cool and her story is amazing and she's got so much personality. It's like, she's so fun. Does that make sense? She's like another Marissa. Okay. She's just so fun and, you know, she just is one of those. But you guys know that I love to get started with a quote. Bear with me, y'all.
Well, actually, we do start the podcast with a podcast.
Yeah, we do. But
people will probably pay a lot of money for the stuff that doesn't get recorded.
One day, Rob's just going to surprise me and be like, so I recorded this entire conversation. What? I just think it was good content. So it would be good content, though. Allow yourself to let go of the people, thoughts, and situations that poison your well-being. Love yourself enough to create an environment in your life that is conducive to the nourishment of your personal growth.
Aren't we all on that mission right now, I feel like?
I feel like that more than ever because I don't know what I was thinking, trying to get 2 houses ready. I really don't know what I was thinking. I have no idea.
Office and technically like.
Well, an office and a home. I really just it made sense in my head. And I think for the most part, I'm very proud. Like, I think for the most part, I've managed to get it there. It's just not there 100%. So when it's there, I'll be happy. And you know,
what's the crack in the foundation? You think? What made you say that?
Which part?
Getting 2 things like what you were, you know.
Well, because I decided to have construction done at my house, right? So my kitchen was under construction. We ate out for the past 2 weeks. It was disgusting. I just wanted. Pete made me a sandwich. I said, "Damn, that sandwich was good." And Luisa was laughing. It's because it was like, it's from home. It has nothing to do with, you know, we made our first taco in the morning, breakfast taco. And it was great because we hadn't been cooking. So I was like, I don't want anything. I don't want I don't want to eat anywhere for a while. I've never eaten that much out. You know what I'm saying? So it sucked. And then, At one point, the primer in the house was so strong and it wasn't, I don't really know that part. I don't understand, but I don't know why the painters didn't open the windows and the door and they were like bubbled in to the kitchen. So they taped it off. So they were breathing in all those fumes. And Luisa was like, one of the guys was throwing up. And I'm like, don't y'all have special masks for that? I was so really confused. And I was just like, all right. And so it did smell really bad downstairs. We could have honestly just all of us stayed upstairs and we would have been fine. I was just worried for the baby, even though we were upstairs. So we came back to Isabella, spent the night here. I could have sworn I didn't take the blow up mattress to the new house because what would I need a blow up mattress for over there, right? So I didn't have one. So now I'm at Target in the middle of the night at 9:30 at night, rushing to Target before it closes so I can get a damn. Listen, when you said the other day, like, fuck the Kardashians, they should have, like, I wished someone could have been watching what just happened. Literally, Mickey, I was very surprised. She gathered everything together because I was not home. I was actually at Isabella getting the things ready. Isabella, guys, if y'all don't know, is our headquarters now. So just so y'all know that reference.
We should just call it HQ.
HQ,
Let's
yeah.
just call it HQ.
So HQ, I was here, right? Finishing up here.
So everybody stayed here.
And we all stayed here, but she got shampoo and conditioner and baby's clothes and diapers and all these things ready for them to go, for us to come over here. It was just for a day. We went back the next day. It was fine. The girls did go to Luisa's though, just because I didn't want them to be there, but it was fine. We were fine the next day. But yeah, just a lot was going on. And I was just like, I don't know when I'm going to I was hoping to breathe by July 1st. I'm breathing at my new house. I'm just not breathing at headquarters.
Yeah. And people were, I told you yesterday, people probably think we're joking. Like they probably think we're not really moving into a new studio space.
No, we really are, y'all. And it's been a lot of work.
Takes a lot.
So I'm really excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm really excited. I feel very motivated. I feel more motivated to make content. I feel more motivated to just do more things because now I feel I have the space. Like I've talked about it to you guys in the past, that now I'm able to separate work and, home life, which is really nice. It feels really good to be in my house and I have absolutely nothing besides my laptop that's work related and my phone, obviously. But, I don't have access to anything else, which at first Pete has suggested, like, what if the spare bedroom turned into like an office? And I was just like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. I was like, it's going to have a desk because Mickey's new room is just a tad bit smaller. And I didn't want to crowd her room with a desk also. So it will be in the spare bedroom so that she can have a place to do homework when she is over. But I don't want it to legit become a place where, hey, I'm going to go to the office real quick to work. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
I don't want that to start happening.
Okay, so listeners, chime in the comments or in the Patreon, in the Discord. I give it 6 weeks.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope that's not as long as, I hope it takes me longer before I give in.
I give it 6 weeks and
I feel like that's where my laptop will stay.
Yeah,
I feel like that's
sure.
where like my planner and stuff will stay. It's very quiet in that room because there's nothing in there. So
look, just get a bonsai tree, get a little fish tank or a little waterfall.
I do want to say this. I don't know how we lived in this house for so long. And it's not that long. I don't think most people live in their house for just, we were short almost. We would have been made 4 years this October. In that they don't ever live in their house for that little time. You know what I'm saying? But this was not our permanent home and we knew that, right?
Yeah, but y'all's life with kids, it changed so fast.
It changed
in those 4
so
years.
fast. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, we came back and we were kind of like in each other's way. And I was like, how the fuck did we live here for so long without being frustrated sooner?
No, I think y'all were frustrated. You just didn't, you lived at that same hum. So it was just like everyday life. You didn't realize how frustrated y'all were with literally being nut to butt.
Yeah.
Everywhere in the house.
I just can't believe that we did that. I think this house is perfect for one kid, like 2 kids max, because each kid can have their own room, and you know what I'm saying. Had I just just been Penny and Mickey, I think we could have made it work here. You know what I'm saying, for a little bit longer. But because it's now two little ones with a bunch of toys. I love that they have their own space. Absolutely love it. I love waking up and seeing them playing in their own space. Penny's on her, like I said, I think I said on this last podcast that I said, it's really cool to watch her playing with all her toys, because I feel like maybe she felt so crowded in her room. It didn't give her and there's so many windows. So it's like all this like natural light in there. So it's like, why wouldn't I play with my toys? I'll even catch her going upstairs in her room, because it still has space to play with toys, because there's still more toys upstairs, just so you know.
I tell the kids all the time, like, man, y'all have no idea. Y'all are living the life. Y'all living y'all's best life.
I know people are going to ask, I don't know how I'm going to say this, right? But I know people are going to ask, like, what can we get Penny for her birthday, right? And I just want to say, just give us a gift card to Amazon, because that's where I want to buy her her play what is that, her play set, her like playground little what is that,
the backyard
set
thing?
yeah, whatever it's called,
the little jungle gym thing.
Yeah, so it's gonna be, I'm buying it off of Amazon. That's where I found one, and it's gonna be, whether I order it on Amazon or I buy it at Lowe's or whatever, it has to be built. So I just kind of figured, like, well, this is cool because it comes with a little tree house and stuff. So I was like, all right, so maybe they can just do a gift card to Amazon, so that
put it towards that.
Yeah. And then everybody can say, and then I want a little plaque made, because one of the girls at the Hive, well, Dulce, the girl who's made all my cups and stuff like that, I want her to make a little plaque, and I want to put it on there and said, a gift from everyone on my 4th birthday. I think that'd be cool, so she knows. I don't know if they'll keep the playground that long, but as she gets older, she'll remember that this was something that was given to her by...
Just screw it into the side like a monument.
Yeah, right.
Penny's 4-year-old monument.
So I wanted to say happy birthday, Penny, from everyone on your 4th birthday. That's kind of what I wanted to say. So I don't know how I'm going to say that when people ask. It's going to be like, bitch, are you telling us what to buy? No, but
yes.
She is. But there's no more. I don't want no more toys. Like, I don't.
You just say that. You'd be like, I'm sure they'll know that you guys moved into a new place, and like, look, they have everything they need in their rooms. Their playroom is full. They just need something to be active outside. So we're putting gifts towards a play set outside.
For sure. Yeah. And I have to set up a little space in her room, which is why I don't want it to be crowded, because that's where we're going to do the homeschooling part. Awesome. I got her an old school desk, the kind that you open.
I'm looking for one of those. Where'd you find it?
It's a Melissa and Doug brand.
Oh, you bought a new one.
Yeah, I bought a new. Yeah, finding the old ones. I actually text my ex's mom, because she got a hold of a few when the little elementary school where she used to teach at was closing. And so I said, would there be any chance you'd be down to sell me one?
Did she say, who this?
She just said, they're part of my decor. I just can't. And I get it, because I had all the vintage stuff before. She's the person who I gave all my stuff to when people's like, no, we can't have all this. Like, I gave it to her. I didn't even sell it to her. I just wanted my antiques to go to a good home where they were going to be taken care of, as silly as this sounds. But
no, it makes sense. Have you checked the P.O. box, by the way?
I have not.
Just here, in case you're wondering, it's Marisol's. It's Marisol's doing.
I want to have Jess on as soon as we are set up with the new podcast.
Isn't that the most exciting part, to like have more people on?
Yes,
because
I can't
there's
wait.
A dedicated space to have guests in studio.
I can't wait, and I don't have to worry about like my kids and my nanny cooking, and you having to go through my laundry room, and you know what I'm saying, if you need to go to the restroom, you know what I'm saying? So it's a really nice thing. If you're wondering, why did you not ever have this before? Why didn't you ever get an office space? I'm going to be honest with you. When this space was first created, this studio, / our garage, right? I was a new mom. So the anxiety of not being able to check up on my child was there. So that was the helicopter mom. If y'all see me keep poking at my eyes, I accidentally put some of my makeup. The sponge that you put underneath your eye to like blend in the concealer. the tip of it hit my eye and it had makeup, so it's been burning. So anyway, this podcast is brought to you by Beauty Studio by Frida. Y'all, I just got my anti-aging hydrodermabrasion facial and my skin feels fantastic. I got this crazy pregnancy mask and I was told that the brown spots were not ever going to go away but would get lighter. I didn't believe it either, but that day I actually left with those dark spots a tad bit lighter, and each time I'm going to continue to go, they'll get lighter. So I'm so excited about that. They offer all types of stuff here. I mean, I'm talking about threading, waxing, facials, permanent makeup, lash lifts, and a bunch more. They use top of the line equipment. They're super duper professional and it's super clean. Guys, you have to book your appointment today. Make sure you tell them that we sent you. Use promo code HERR and get in touch with them today. Book your appointment at beautystudiobyfrida@gmail.com or call them 713-448-9164. I just had that, first time mom anxiety. I wanted to be able to check up on my child whenever, I wanted to. And so I just kind of felt like, so this is the space and, this is where we're going to work out of because this is what I want. And we both had agreed. And I think it's because we came from having the fourplex, which was upstairs work, downstairs home.
Yeah.
So I think we were already used to that anyway. So we were like, yeah, it makes total sense to have this, right? I'm not into paying rent. So I have to own something. And so I couldn't find a space that I felt, a commercial space, I guess just to say, that I felt was like, this is exactly what we're looking for. Every time I went, it was like, I was still going to have to invest even more money into it. I kind of wanted to find a space where I just have to remodel, not build a whole wall. And you know what I'm saying? That I had to do that here. You know what I'm saying? We had to insulation and all kind of shit in the studio. So if in case you're wondering, you're like, why the fuck are they this is why. Okay. It was me. It's my fault.
No, but also it's like, it's a lot to undertake.
Yeah. And so it was just kind of like, and there was just never time, as sad as that sounds. There was just never time to go really find the actual place that we wanted. When we did go, it was like, yeah, that wasn't good. Next one, that wasn't either, So, it is what it is. And, but we're good now. And,
things are starting
it's starting to go. So just moving forward with that. And that was the end of my rant. And I'm sorry that you hear it.
That's the update from the last week.
That's the update from the last week. And that's where we're at. So thank you to all my patrons who have been patient, and I haven't been on there, and I appreciate all of you guys on the Discord who stay active, who still support each other, encourage each other, especially with our transformation challenge happening right now. Shout out to Dawn for working on a lot of our members' menus, and they're all feeling better about themselves. Like I said, this was always the kind of community I wanted to create with women, where they found that support and that encouragement, and you know what I'm saying? So it's awesome to see people saying, I've been on Dawn's menu for this long. I'm almost going to break, my goal weight. I don't want to say the person's name.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? So that's really cool. And she's showing her bowls. That's one of a Dawn's recipe. And you know what I'm saying? Other people saying, oh, I'm ready to get, jump on this. So, you have those who are like, I've been in a rut, you know what I'm saying, for a little bit. And I feel them because that's been me. Like I'll get into it and then something happens and I've been thrown off. I've been going here and there to go work out. And it just really sucks. I've dropped weight, but not because I've been hitting it hard. It's because I'm too tired to really honestly eat. I'm just honest. I'm just going to be honest.
I'm just kind of inadvertently starving myself.
Yeah. The thought of like having to do one more thing. And like I said, eating out was just getting too much.
But I heard you got some hot spots up there.
So many.
So earlier when she said, it was so disgusting, it's because you had to eat out that many times, but the places themselves were really good.
Yeah. The places themselves are really good. Yesterday though, we had to eat out again because they were working on I got a hood over the stove or whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so.
Is that called a range? Is the thing up top? Or no?
I don't know. Stove hood. I don't know what they're called.
Whatever it is. Contractors in the Discord be like, you stupid mofos.
Sorry. They were working on that, so I couldn't. My stove worked. I just couldn't cook because they were in there. So I was just like, "Fuck, okay." So I said, "Let's just pick something up then," because you guys were podcasting and we needed to hurry up. Well, bro, I had to go work at the boutique, and I bit into the sandwich. I like the mushroom and egg white croissant sandwich, and it has like spinach. It's great, right? It's the healthier version,
From
right?
where?
Common Bond.
Oh, I love Common Bond.
I love Common Bond. The two. You actually introduced us to the Common Bond. So I was just kind of like, that's odd. I've had this before, but I bit into the mushroom and it tasted disgusting. And I was just like, oof. All right, whatever. So I took 2 bites. I put it aside. I happened to get me a morning bun, which is my favorite sweet bread from them. Because, I mean, pastry, I guess what you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's so good. It reminds me of a churro, but in a bun version.
Ooh.
So that's why I love it. Yeah, exactly. So I said, oof. I said, well, I was going to save this bun for later because I was working at the boutique and just something to pick at while I'm there. I said, fuck, I'm going to eat this with my coffee. I don't know if it was not enough food. The coffee was too strong. I really don't know. But as I'm leaving, it's almost time for me to clock out. And I never dash out of there that fast. I'm always like, is there anything else you guys need? Like before I leave, whatever. It was 2:29. I said, all right, ladies, bye. I walked out. I started to feel really hot. And I was like, oh my God. I'm telling Pete, I'm like, please be ready. Have a water for me when I come pick you up. I was like, I feel like shit. I was like, and I don't know if it's too much coffee, not enough food. You know what I'm saying? Like too much caffeine.
Yeah.
So he was like, damn, that's twice. I was like, and it's twice from Common Bond that it's happened. I said, can their coffee be that strong? I was like, I've had it before, just really odd. So I was like, whatever. Bro, I fucking made it to just like almost home. And I said, pull over now. Like, pull over now. I need to throw up. I can't do it anymore. I threw up.
Oh my God.
I made it home. I still threw up more at home, right? Now I feel like shit. P has to take Penny to jiu-jitsu. I'm upstairs and I'm feeling, this is awful. Let me just tell you what. I'm feeling guilty that I'm upstairs feeling like shit and my babysitter's downstairs with my baby, which technically it would have been an opportunity for her to go home and me to stay. And I just couldn't get it together. Like I couldn't get it together. And I just said, oh my God, I just needed to lay here for just a hot second. Literally, I think I maybe laid there for 30 minutes and then they called me from the store. Somebody was buying a purse and I didn't have a tag on it. And I was like, oh, it's in there, whatever. So they woke me up and then I just got up and I was just feeling like shit. I just told her, so you can leave. And I was just like, okay, Pete's almost going to be home. Like Penny's class is over at 5:15, but I'm like calculating the time. I should be fine. And I felt like shit until, no joke, about 9:45 p.m. last night. And I finally I took a bath. I started feeling better. And then I finally just had some soup. And that's what I had yesterday.
Wow. Weird.
It was the weirdest thing. So I don't know what it is.
Well, I think for starters, it's a sign for Marisol to start taking a little bit better care of herself yet again. How many signs is the world or Chewbacca or what is Marissa called? Chewie or somebody going to give you? Jesus is her homeboy to take care of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. I just a lot happening. Like I said, Marissa's like, it sends me a text like, you're all right. I'm like, bro, I don't know how I'm still hanging, but I'm here. I'm like, I'm still here. Like I said, it's better at my house is good. Right? It's just boxes that I need to like unbox and that like just put up things. And that makes me feel better versus all the stuff that we have to do here, which is not much anymore.
Yeah.
But still, just the thought of it.
So this is dropping late Wednesday evening this week because we didn't record on Monday like we usually do because you just had a lot going on. Your kitchen was done.
My kitchen was done. I was trying to now put my dishes up. My dishes were finally up. I literally only brought like 4 Tupperware containers from this old house because I was like, I don't want nothing crowded. I don't want to look at anything more than needs to be done. If you don't have enough Tupperware, then guess what? Then it looks like you need to I don't fucking know. Don't save shit. Eat all your shit. Don't overcook.
Dude.
I'm done. I can't do it anymore.
Moving is, I'll just start by saying it's the worst. It's one of the worst like things you have to do as an adult or as a person, but it's fun at first because you're like, ooh, we got it. It's a new place. We get to start a new chapter.
Yeah.
We get to furnish it and decorate it. And that lasts for like a whole 15 hours for me. And then I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Who are you telling?
It's not even a day. After the day, I have to pep talk myself to not bark at Dawn or whoever is around because I'm like, this is so unfun and undesirable.
Well, I mean, how could I just want the kitchen to be done?
I'm not even gonna poke fun at Marisol because I could go on and on and on at how what's the word? I don't want to say difficult, but particular. How particular Marisol can be about things. She has a superpower of alignment where like things have to be a certain way. Okay.
Listen, I did the guy that's coming in to put my chandeliers in. I said, can you please make sure you're measuring correctly the distance from here to here? I said, because I feel like the table's crooked and you're not going to put my chandeliers right over my table like I want them to be. And I was like, so can you get your measuring tape? And he's looking at me and he's super nice. He's like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, and I'm really sorry that I'm making you do this. It's like, but I have a really bad OCD and I really don't know what's going on, but it seems like it's gotten worse as I've gotten older. I was like, I can legit tell you when something is hella crooked. I was like, and I don't care if you told me you measured it. I almost can guarantee you one of the angles is wrong. And it was just a hair. And he just kind of laughed. I said, I told you I have an OCD. I was like, it's bad. I was like, I know it's bad. I don't need no one to tell me about it. No one. I think I told you. I was like,
yeah.
What did I say? You're like age, and I was like,
yeah. She texted me that day, and I was like, hey, can we do Wednesday? Because I'm trying. You sent me a quick little picture of just one corner of things that need to get organized. I'm like, no, I understand. Like you're like, I told you. I said my soul's OCD is hell, and then with age, I said that's age. It just gets worse.
Yeah, it's just gotten worse. I think it's just because I think you want less as you get older. Does that make sense? So I think because you want less, and now I'm in this big space, more space, right? Mm-hmm. And it feels good to have less, but you have what you need. I felt I used to have too much clothes. We have a
still do, right? You still feel like you do, or you?
No, I mean we're fine. Like there's so much space in my closet, and I was like, I told you, Pete, it was just because our closet was small. We don't have all this clothes. He was constantly getting rid of clothes. I didn't. I just got rid of like pregnancy clothes that I no longer wore. Or like I got realistic when I hated seeing my size 4 jeans in my closet. And I kept saying that I was going to get to them. I was going to get to them, right? I was like, I'm just going to get rid of them. And then when you get to the 4, that's going to be your reward. You buy yourself a new pair of jeans.
You don't want to hang on to the Prego stuff just in case?
Oh, no. We are so done with being pregnant.
That reminds me of a reel I saw this morning before I came over here. It was a guy. So, we always talk about real estate and stuff. It's just an interesting topic. You guys are that's one of the things you make as a part of your portfolio in life. This guy's couple, it's like a quick reel. Actually, it was like a whole minute. So it was longer than usual. Usually it's like 15, 30 seconds, but they're like, try to buy a home, got outbid, try to buy a home. They paid cash over X amount and then try to buy a home again. And they paid $100,000 over. So my wife and I decided to exit the game by buying an RV. So they bought an RV and parked it outside of it looked beautiful. It almost looked like a Florida beach. And it's just like an RV park, but it's like really nice RVs. And they have like a really nice yard. And then on the other side of the yard is like literally some shore. I don't know where it was. And then he takes a tour inside the RV and it looked fucking dope. Like it looked like a tiny house, but an RV. So they were like, so we just decided to exit the game and this is what we're going to do. And the way the reels put together was like, I see a lot of people talking about doing that these days. I don't think I could do that. Let's be real. We got kids, and especially not with kids. But even as I got older, if it was just her and I don't know if I could do the RV mobile thing. Unless you wanted to be a traveling nomad.
I could if we had no kids.
Yeah.
I think I'd be fine with that because I just want to live on the beach. That's all I want to do. Like that's my place where I want to retire. Like I want to live in Mexico by the beach. I told you, I legit want to have a coffee house. I don't care if it makes profit or not. I just want to meet people, travelers that come in and just chit chat. And I literally just want to be like the lady from Something About Mary, dark as balls, sitting on the beach. And I'm just like talking to you, like, how'd you end up here? Oh, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, I I don't want to do nothing.
You know, you and I really do love people. And again, I don't know if it's a Libra thing. We talk shit about people in a sense where people might be like, do they not like other humans? But there's just a lot of stupidity that goes on around us. We have to call it out. But I do genuinely love people.
I do. Same here. I love talking to different people. And I told you that, I don't know if I told you this, but it was funny because, I just always get people to feel like they can talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't ask you anything. Like I'm not asking like additional questions or like, so why did that happen? Or what, some people they'll keep asking.
But eventually they'll tell you enough to where you're like, now I have to ask.
Exactly. Thank you.
Question.
And now I'll be like, oh, okay. Well, that's what's up. Let me tell y'all what happened real quick, guys. And then I want to talk about what I really want to talk about today. So I was at Penny's first day of ballet, right? And I had to go to that because I just wanted to see her, right? And so she's super excited. And I always, for some reason, the people, I rarely meet moms. It's only in jiu-jitsu that I've seen more parents than nannies, okay? But like at gymnastics, it's usually the nanny that I'll see. And it could be because these classes are a little bit earlier. Okay?
Also, usually most jiu-jitsu parents also participate. Like they're usually.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So ballet, it was a room full of nannies, right? And so I'm just sitting there, and so they always assume that I'm the nanny. Okay, just so y'all know, because why would their mom bring them to dance? Like, okay, I get it. So I'm talking, and this lady is trying to register her daughter. And then she's like, so we're all talking. And then she's like, yeah, so how long has your daughter been doing gymnastics? And I'm like, oh, she did it last summer. And she's doing it this summer again. She's like, oh, okay. I said, she's like, where is she? I said, she's right there. And then she's like, oh, okay. She's like, oh, why do they wear that for gymnastics? And I'm like, huh? It's like, no, this is ballet. She's like, but I just signed her up for gymnastics. I'm like, there's a gymnastics place next door. I was like, but this is not gymnastics. This is a dance school. She's like, what? And she looks at her daughter. So do you want to take dance or do you want to take gymnastics? She's like, no, I want to take gymnastics. So her daughter's wanting to be a cheerleader. That's what she wants to do. But I applaud this lady for being an immigrant, not speaking very much English, but trying to put her daughter in something because she saw that her daughter was interested. Mm-hmm. I don't know that very many immigrant parents do that. To them, it's kind of like, well, I don't know where to go. I'm sorry,
Or they don't have the resources.
Or they don't have the resources. Yeah. I know my parents were one of them.
Yeah.
They had the resources, but they just didn't have the time or probably knew any other parent whose kid was also in dance because we were Pentecostal. So you definitely were not in dance class.
They probably also didn't see it as important as them doing their work or whatever
Exactly.
else.
For sure. 100%. It's like, oh yeah, well, you want that toy. How do you want to get that toy if I'm not working? So, I get it. So I'm talking to her and I said, are you trying to get to the gymnastics place Caddy Corner? There's another one. There's one next door, but Penny goes to the one Caddy Corner from the dance school, not the one next door. She goes, yeah. I said, okay, well, the GPS brought you to the wrong spot. It's over there. So she's like, damn. So now I'm translating for her saying, hey, she wants to know, she says she's down to pay for today's class, but she wants her money back because she thought this was a gymnastics school, not a dance school. She was trying to go to the gymnastics school Caddy Corner from you guys. And she's like, oh, yes, don't worry about it. So now the class is over and she's like, oh my God, can you please just go with me to the gymnastics place to help me register her? I have Mickey in the car. I have Penny in the car. And I'm just like, oh my God, how did I get myself in this mess?
Yeah.
I felt bad for her, but I also felt for the little girl. And I felt like it's not her fault that her mom doesn't speak English well. She's only fucking 7 years old or 8 years old. So how is she going to be like, hey, so GP, you know what I'm saying? Like I posted a meme the other day that said pretty much the eldest is the third parent. And that's kind of, and I just kind of felt like I needed to help. I don't know. So I fucking drive over there with her, Rob.
Nice.
And I help her register her damn daughter into gymnastics.
If that's not a good deed of the day.
And I'm just like, Mickey's like, where are we going? I was like, look, she needs help. And she's like, oh, okay. And she just kind of stands. She goes, well, that's really nice of you to go out of your way like that. I said, I know. I said, but I feel really bad. And I was like, I feel really bad for the little girl. I said, and her mom's really trying. I was like, and she just needs a little bit of guidance. I said, so I drove over there with her.
Let that be a lesson.
And I just I just it's around the corner. So it wasn't far, So I said, fine. And I helped her. And then she just said, she is Christian, I guess. She goes to church and stuff. And she just sent me this whole blessing. Like she prayed over me. And I was like, oh, well, that's really nice, And then I just never responded to her, because she had my phone number because she got lost. She goes, can I have your number in case I don't find it? I said, sure. And so then she said, hey, I'm a housekeeper if you're looking for anybody. And I'm just like, damn, I am looking for a housekeeper too, because I don't know that my lady will come all the way out there now.
Right. Does a part of you ever get really cynical when you have situations like that happen? Like, who's this person? Have they been following me?
Yes. And because then she said she feels like she knew me. And I was like, no, I don't think you know me. And then she was like, yeah. And she was like, I feel like I know you. And I was like, no.
Dude, I'll get that from time to time, and I'll be like, they'll say like, oh, you look familiar. And I'll be like, nah, probably not. I'll just... I just try to brush away from that really, really quickly.
Same. I'm just like, no, I don't think you know me. But
hey. So this morning, I had a similar kind of thing. Literally this morning, no joke. I'm in my office. I'm editing this morning's RPT and I'm putting it up and stuff. And the doorbell rings. It was early. It was like 8:30, and Dawn was already fixing to hop on a conference call. And I hear her talking to the person, and she's like, "Let me ask my husband." She comes back and she's like, "Hey, this guy, really nice." She prefaced it by saying, "Really nice guy" from the jump, meaning that meant she wanted me to talk to this person. Usually I'd be like, sorry, we're not interested, or not right now, because it's like you're doing stuff and you shouldn't do that. Let me just say, but I do, especially when it's like, hey, do you want solar panels? Or hey, we're doing this. I'm like, not right now. It's just a long spiel. It's early. I got things to do. But so I went out there and I was like, what's up, boss? Short guy. He looked like Cedric the Entertainer.
Oh, wow.
He's a really nice guy. The first sentence out of his mouth it sounded so genuine, right? It sounded like such a nice guy that I was like, what's up, boss? What you got? And he was like, oh, just tell your wife, like he does landscaping. I love doing my yard, but I've neglected the flower beds and the trees and all that. I keep saying I'm gonna get to it, but that's a bit of a job, right?
No, it is.
Got to get all the bags of mulch. You got to pull all the weeds. You got all that stuff. And I want to do it because I like taking care of my lawn, as y'all know. Ryobi for life, Ryobi gang, Ryobi. Please sponsor me. And so I was like, yeah, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? He's like, I do it right now. So he had like an old F-150, had his trailer with the mulch and the wheelbarrows and stuff. And I was like, okay, great. And I didn't say anything. He was just like, I'm just a dad of 3, just really love my girls, and I'm just out here hustling. I didn't ask any questions. I had already said yeah. I was like, oh, that's what's up. Where are you from? We started talking, and he was from Wharton, not too far from where I grew up or whatever. And he's like, yeah, I was down bad, gave up drugs, and this, that, and the other, and starts telling me this whole story. I hadn't asked a single question, but it was interesting. So after that, I did ask a question. I was like, oh, well, what got you, involved in all that? Starts telling me. He goes, and then, I just gave it all up once I had my 3rd daughter, and I started working for McDonald's. I worked for McDonald's for 6 years. And I was just hustling, just trying to make ends meet. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to stop making other people rich. I'm going to make myself rich. He's a barber now. At night, after like 6 p.m., he stops landscaping and he goes and cuts hair till like 9 or 10 o'clock. And then all day he goes around and hustles, try to find places. So he starts right immediately. My neighbor across the street, which is the only guy I talked to in the neighborhood, I was like, hey, his name's Jared. He's from like Trinidad. Really cool black dude. I was like, hey, Jared. I was like, dude over here is doing a really good job. He was like halfway done. He had to go get more mulch, came back. I was like, he was like, yeah, I need somebody. So I texted the guy and I was like, hey, when you get here, talk to my neighbor across the street. Talks to him. Well, then he talks to the other neighbor next to him, refers him. And then he talks to the sheriff that was around the corner.
Blessings on blessings on blessings, my G.
He got 5 houses this morning.
That felt so good, I bet.
It did feel so good, right? So he was going to do all that work, and he was like, $150. I ended up paying him $200. I gave him a $50 tip. And the other guys I know are super nice, so they'll probably do him just as good. And I was like, this dude made $1,000 in like couple hours, right? But it's hot as hell.
It's so hot.
He was by himself, didn't have a helper, so he's going lawn to lawn, like all the houses, and just knocking it out. I bet he's like, man, I hope all the cul-de-sacs are like this. But I was like, it just felt so good.
Oh yeah, it did feel good, but it was like a deja vu reminder of like how I was growing up.
I know.
Here I go. Let me go register.
Translating for this lady.
All right, let me go because wait, who? You're going to the doctor? All right, fine. Or like I always tell you, like my aunt when my cousin would have to. it was a parent teacher conference. My cousin still hadn't learned English. And so there I go with my aunt, you know what I'm saying, to translate for her. And my teacher, I remember my cousin and I had the same.
Your cousin your age didn't know English?
Yeah, they were here from Mexico. She got here when they were in 3rd grade. And so they still were like learning. And so my aunt babysat us, you know, and so after school. And so then she had a parent teacher conference. And so I would be the one that would go with her. And so it would be funny because my teacher would say a whole sentence and I would say it like in 3 words. It's like, I just said like a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
How did you do it? It's like, because in Spanish, it doesn't require all the words.
Anytime on a post fight on a UFC card and they have the translator for somebody and it's like it's Portuguese or it's Chinese or whatever, they talk for like 3 minutes and the translator says like 5 words and I'm like, is that really what they said?
I know, because she'd be like, I just said like, I'm like, I know, but that's all it takes is these 3 words.
You just look at him and be like, English is efficient. Don't use a bunch of extra fluff words. Saying all our
fillers.
Shit, backwards and shit, like shoes brown instead of brown shoes.
But it was so funny. But yeah, so that happened. I thought that was kind of cool. And I met another nanny there who's was really cool. I guess her bosses are lawyers, and so they're always looking for new friends because the little girl's an only child. Her mom's currently pregnant, and so she was like, "Oh my God, your little girl's in her dance class. Where do y'all live?" And they live in the Heights. I was like, well, I live north of the Heights, and so I'm just kind of telling her, and she's like, "Oh man, let's, my boss has the children museum." Membership, the zoo membership, the NASA membership, like all these memberships. She's like, and I can bring anybody, so you guys can come in for free. Y'all don't have to pay nothing. She goes, my boss just wants her to have friends, somebody to go, have play dates with. And then she's like, she works so much because she's a lawyer. She's like, so, and I was like, well, that's what's up. Let me introduce you to my nanny then, so she can go do something with y'all, because they're at home. But it was just funny. So just a lot of the crazy things. It just has been happening just because in the middle of all this, I decided to put my child in every activity there is possible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've been holding off on the swimming just because Penny only has 1 day to be able to do something else.
Wouldn't you want to also be there for that one?
Yes. And so I was, they're actually at, there's a girl that this one nanny told me about that they were going to for private lessons. And then she...
Have you made more friends with nannies than actual moms?
Totally. I'm more friends with the nannies. I don't know any of their moms. I only know the nannies. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Because I've never met the moms. That was also the way it was whenever Penny was going to my little gym for the little day classes when she was a baby. Same thing there. In California, it was the moms. And when I did it here in Houston, and I went to the one, actually, somebody that listened to the podcast, to y'all's podcast, actually, she would go there too. And it was funny because I would just be there. But it was a few moms that were there, but it was a lot of nannies. Majority nannies, I'm going to say.
That is usually pretty cool.
Yeah. And I always have fun talking to them, and they're like, but why? They're always confused. Like, but why? Don't you have to work? I'm like, yeah. She's like, but so you just stop? You want to come here? I'm like, listen, my nanny's with my damn children so much. I'm like, at least I can stop.
My damn children.
Like for a hot second to come and, do these activities. I don't want to miss everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to at least say, oh, your class here, I don't want to miss everything,
Yeah, the kids have really taken to this Krav Maga and striking classes that I've been taking them to. So the very first one, a couple weeks ago, they were the new kids. They started in the middle of their program already starting, because I thought about this after the fact. They were doing camp and then this. So the first class, the instructor takes to Brooklyn immediately. And I actually knew the instructor from way back. He was one of my old business partners, original jiu-jitsu coach 15 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Has this school, opens a second school, and they're doing very well for themselves. So he takes to her because he just said, left, right, front kick, and then she would do it pretty well, good form. So I think you saw it, the entire class, they were the partners. He used her as the instruction. Well, all right, everybody watch Brooklyn. And all the other kids who had clearly, they all had stripes on their belt and shit. She's just in there with a brand new white belt, and she's just
Well, that's Penny right now. And I was like, is he just being nice to me?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I've been there for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Why is he? But Penny's also the smallest one. She's
they're the
only
smallest
3.
ones, too.
She's 3. Everybody there is 5 and older. I'm sorry. There's a few that are 4s, but they're turning 5. Does that make sense? They take them at 4, but most of those kids have been with them, so they're not like
Size-wise, she's their size, though, right?
She's their height, yeah. She just happens to be
Younger.
their height, but just younger. And so he came up to me the other day. Mickey was there, and it was funny because she came to watch, and he goes, she listens so well. I said, word. So just here.
Really?
That's all I'm thinking.
Interesting.
And he goes, I have turned down more than half of like kids who have tried to register at her age because I couldn't get them to listen. They run off the mat. Their attention span wasn't there. It's like, and I always hate turning them down because the parents really want them there, but it's like, I find myself having to spend time with them, and then the other kids are neglected, but the kids kind of start to see like, oh, so I have to act like that to get attention. So then it'll kind of rub off on them. And he said with them, they're so small, you can't be as strict as like the next class, I guess, when they're 6 and up, because this is 4, 5, and 6.
Okay.
They cut off at 6, and then they go into like the, I guess... Here you get stripes based on your attendance, listening skills, because those are the things you're kind of learning, right? And so did you bow to the mat? Did you not bow to the mat? You know what I'm saying? Did you go get water when you were told to versus not, And so he came up to me and he said that. He's like, I'm always really impressed that she's that little, and that she just listens. She's like, and so... Why he came to talk to me is because she's never played Duck, Duck, Goose.
Oh, how funny.
And
Classic.
so, they were asked to play Duck, Duck, Goose, but you had to do like bear crawls to catch each other, right? It was a form of making it fun. And so she was doing the bear crawl, but she didn't get that you have to go duck, duck, goose, and then you're it, and they have to get to your spot. So she just kept going in circles and circles. The kid wasn't catching her, but she just kept going in circles. And it's like, he kept saying, Penny, sit in your spot. Penny, sit in your... And then she'd sit and see him coming. She'd take off again. She's never played. And she comes up to me, she's like, so she's not in preschool? I said, nope, she's not in no school. I said, she's never been to school. She goes, no wonder she didn't know. He's like, but I still can't believe that she listens. She keeps her hands to herself like she is told. She's like, I'm really impressed.
That's
and
good
I
to hear.
said,
That's a good
well,
feeling.
thank you. I was like, thank you. But then, so she does a match with the little girl that I told you that the mom's like, what? She's 3.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? And the little girl kept running. And the sensei came to me and says, did you hear what you said? I was like, no. She goes, why are you running? The match is right here. I said, she said that? She goes, yes. He goes, and I had to laugh. He's like, I was trying not to laugh. He's like,
She's
but it
right.
was so, it's like when she kept running, the little girl was running and Penny was trying to catch her. You know how you're not allowed to pull on they're not wearing no gi right now.
Oh, okay.
And so you're not allowed to pull on the shirts, And so she was like having to catch her to try to pull her. She finally got pissed and said, well, why are you running? The match is right here. And
so
I was
funny.
like, what in the world? So I wasn't there when I told you I felt like shit, but she comes back with this cut on her eye. And I was like, what the fuck happened? And Pete was on the phone trying to get some stuff situated with the house situation. And I guess it happened when he wasn't looking, and she got off the mat crying. And so then we were told that they've been having issues with this little boy. And I said, well, I'm going today. I said, because I'm going to see who this little boy is. And I already told Penny.
Man.
I told Penny, I said,
point him out.
I said, why did you allow that to happen? It's like, well, it was him. He was being real, like, wasn't listening, and he wasn't listening to the sensei. I said, okay, but why did you what do they teach you about, you know what I'm saying, your space? And they don't teach you to fight. Does that make sense? I mean, that's the thing with jiu-jitsu. It's like you walk away, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what's taught. And so what was her answer? It's like, well, I had to walk away. And I was like, oh, what do I say to that? I can't even say, no, you fucking turn around and you slap the shit out of him.
Did you show her that reel that you sent me and Marissa this morning instead?
And I was just like, okay.
That was the cutest, hoodest thing I ever saw.
Was not the cutest thing?
Yeah.
I was like, that would be something that I would tell, Mickey. I used to tell Mickey, I said, you tell the teacher first. If the teacher does not address it, then you take care of it. And if they ask why you took care of it, you say, because you told her about it first. She didn't do anything. Now she had to take care of it. And if she has a problem, that you say, you can call my mom.
Because then you about to have a problem with my mom.
And so she'd always be like, okay. And I'm like, I'm serious. It's like, she has a problem. She calls you me. And you let her know. Here's my phone number. And so I just didn't know what to say. And I said, you're right. I said, you're right, because your sensei say you're supposed to walk away. And she goes, yes. And I said, okay. So I couldn't say anything. So today I want to go see what this damn little boy is who scratched your damn eye.
Watch him be like a 10-year-old and shit.
Right? I was like, okay.
There was one kid also in their class that was not paying attention at all. Like, you can just tell he just wasn't listening, and they'll ask you to step outside.
They will?
Yeah, they'll be like,
that's
all right,
good.
they'll be like, get off the mats, because theirs is 7 to 10. And this kid was probably 8 or 9. And the kids are 7. They'll be 8 soon. And he's also for being 9, he's very large and also doesn't pay attention. He does the warm-ups like a sloppy little 9-year-old. He's just a badass kid. Our kids did a really good job that they have like a junior instructor run him to the warm-ups, and then the master comes in and he does the actual technique part. So the little junior instructor comes out after he's done, and he's like, hey, just to let you know, your kids are fantastic. There's a couple of bad influences in there, but they're paying him no mind. And I was like, oh, thanks.
And it feel good.
Yeah.
It does. It really feels good, because like when I see her and he comes and tells me that, it's not the first time he's told me that. And I just kept thinking, like, why does he keep telling me that? I was like, he don't need to tell. He don't have to talk to me.
You're like, I already signed up for the membership.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
What is he buttering me up for?
That's exactly what I thought, bro. I was like, I fucking already signed up, bro. We have 2 uniforms, a fucking gi. She's gonna come.
She got an extra gi.
Exactly. I'm like, so we don't need the extra.
You're like, damn,
buttering up.
You must be really
My
good.
husband also comes. I have a membership, so like,
what do you want, my nanny? You want the nanny to sign up here?
I don't know what else to do. But Rob, I found out that this lady that has always gone to the gym there, right, has done the fighter conditioning class. There's 2 different ones now. Now there's like a real fighter conditioning class. I guess what we take is just a conditioning class. Well, I think the one we do, even though there was fighters in there, I think they were, I think maybe some of the people who couldn't keep up maybe said something. So
took it down a notch.
They took it down a notch to where they separated literally the ones who are fighters, and their class goes on at the same time as ours. Is just 2 separate mats.
That makes sense.
Something happening here. And then ours is still as hard. It's not fucking easy, right? I can't keep, you know what I'm saying? I always tell myself, it's funny, even whenever I was my fittest and I was competing, when Christine was like, okay, we've got just about 3 more pounds to go. Like, go sit in the sauna. I was like, no, I know where I need to go. It was like, I needed to go to Michelle's class.
Yeah.
I don't care how fit I am, Rob. My goal in her class always was, if I can get through 30 minutes of it without stopping, yes.
How long was the class?
The class is an hour.
Oh, shit, that's intense.
And it's kicking, punching, sprawling. I mean, you're still doing all the shit. You know what I'm saying? The punching patterns, the kicking patterns, you're still doing all that. You know what I'm saying? You start off with crunches. Your warm-ups are crunches. You jog around, you drop on the floor when the thing beeps and you're doing crunches. So, I mean, you're still doing a lot of the stuff. Anyway, the lady that's been there for as long as I've been going there, she's been there even longer than I have, right? I just finally decided to ask her how old she is, because she's been there forever.
Oh, the one that I said that reminds you of like an 80s look. That kind of, was she a hot older lady like that or no?
No.
Oh, never mind.
That's another one.
That was at Facet, actually.
Yeah, it was at Facet, yeah.
Never mind.
No, this lady's an older, like, señora, Mexican señora on top of that.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking about like your tia señora.
All right.
Gets in there and she will, I'm going to show you a fucking video, and she kicks like nothing, bro.
Kicks like Joe Rogan.
Pretty close. 70 years old.
Holy smokes.
I told her, I said,
you are goals, man.
I said, Gloria, that's her name. I said, Gloria.
Of course it's Gloria.
I have to be 70 and still be doing it. She said that when she discovered, and this was a good segue into everybody who's doing the transformation challenge, to give you a push, because it's who I think about every time I start to feel like, and it's just recently a recent thought, so it's not like I've known this forever, but she finally told me her story on how she ended up going there. was that she said her son was in elementary school, and her son came home and said, hey, they're going to start offering aerobics at school. She's like, well, what's aerobics? He's like, I have no idea. Here's the paper. So she's like, well, I want to know what that is. You know what I'm saying? What is aerobics? She was a little bit over 200 pounds. She said her knees were really bad. And so she said she just went to go watch. Well, while she was there, they were like, come on, come join. They're like, no, I'm just here to watch. Then she came the next day. She came to watch again. At this point, though, I guess they were trying to make that you had to sign waivers. And so she's like, no, I don't want to sign nothing. She's like, why don't you try the class? It's like, no. Well, when she finally decided to try the class, Michelle was a sub for the person who was there. And so she was like, oh shit, like I like her. You know what I'm saying? This is dope. So then she was like, hey, so where else do you teach? And she's like, oh, I have a gym, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay, And so then she started coming, and then she said, and then my knee problems went away. She's like, back at their old gym, they used to have the conditioning class was upstairs. It would be so hot up there because it's already a warehouse and heat rises. It was bad up there. So anyway, she said that she started to lose weight, and she just started getting healthier and healthier. And she's normal. She's not like fat or skinny, And she's like, I still have my pan dulce every morning. She's like, I go for my walk, you know what I'm saying? And then I do what I have to do. And then Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, I come here. But Rob, the fact that she can keep up.
70, huh?
She's 70. So if you're listening to this and you just kind of feel like you're in a little run and you can't get out of it, think of Gloria. Think of Gloria, who is 70 years old and does this fighter conditioning class. There was another man that was probably not her age. I'm going to say he's maybe like 55. When I show you the video, I'm going to show you he's behind and he's hurting. Meanwhile, Gloria's like, huh, huh. She's just like kicking. And then you'll hear her say, she's the one that goes, whoop, whoop, to get everybody hyped up. And you'll just hear her kicking. And then she goes, whoop, whoop. And I'm just like, how the hell is she whoop, whooping? And she's kicking. And here I'm holding pads. She's kicking really hard, and I'm like trying to hold her, you know what I'm saying? Hold her kick. And I'm just like, damn. And I told her I left that day, and I was just like, you know what? It's like, it's at the end of the day, it really ultimately is up to you, whether or not you are healthy.
100%.
It's up to you, because this lady chose at 200 pounds, couldn't take her knees anymore, didn't do anything. Now, mind you, she also didn't follow a diet. Literally, this was just a lifestyle change of adding fitness to her life.
Activity, more movement.
Just more movement. So that's why I always say, honestly, like, although I say 70-20, right? I always say 90-10, because I feel like if you eat good and not do any exercises, you can still lose weight because it's based on your food.
For sure.
And then that little exercise that you do get in is just going to help you even look better, you know? In her case, she works out to be able to eat whatever she wants to eat, but she doesn't have diabetes. She doesn't have high blood pressure. She doesn't have any of those things because she moves. She keeps her heart pumping. So
that's a really good testament to like one's like self, like their potential, right? So I was listening to somebody recently talk about that, and they were talking about, actually I even wrote it down because it's so basic, and we talk about it, on all kinds of, Chingo, you and I, or I'm sure you talked about it with other people, but it was just like the three, what was it? It was like the three parts of like you don't want to get older. Basically, the whole conversation was about getting older and realizing different things. And you and I talk about it all the time. You're like, as I get older, I want less stuff, and I want more, less clutter, and I want to, be relaxed more, and I want to be away from all the people and all the hive and the noise and the nonsense. But you don't want to get older and then meet yourself at a place where you're looking in the mirror like, am I tapping into my fullest potential? Like, am I doing everything that I should be doing, that I know I need to do? And all it is to reach that potential that you can reach is like, it's like, I can't find it, but it's like dedication. It was like determination, consistency, and something else. And it's like, like we hear that shit all the time in all those motivational reels with the intense music in the background and shit. And it's like, you don't need to hear that anymore. You just need to wake up and look yourself in the mirror and be like, am I tapping into my greatest potential? Like, am I doing everything that's allowing my greatest potential to come out?
That's why I said I knew there was something wrong with me whenever I was kind of just like no motivation, didn't really was like, I don't care if I go to the gym or not. Right now, I miss the gym. I wasn't there before.
Yeah.
Like before I went to go see to check about my hormone issue, like I was just like, whatever. Right now it's between the gym or finishing up. And because I want to finish up unpacking and getting organized so that I can start fresh. You know what I'm saying? It's like right now I'm choosing my battles. And right now it's stay your ass home so you can finish so that now you can finish the year strong. Does that make sense?
No, totally.
So I kind of had to pick. And so I told myself, it's okay. It's okay that I'm still hitting my numbers, my 10,000 steps a day, because you're moving so much and you're walking, and I have to go up and down stairs now because I have 2 floors. So there's no choice there. And so, you're just kind of like, okay, well, I'm at least getting my steps in, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. So I feel like once I am organized, I can't wait. Like I can't wait because now like everything's closer. The 24-hour fitness close to me. The jiu-jitsu gym's really close to me. So I told Michelle's like, are you signing up like Chinga? I'm like, I said, when I drop the weight, it has to be one thing at a time. Does that make sense? Like I can't just, and I know that because old me would have been like, yes, I can do it all. I had to slow down and just kind of tell myself, yeah.
This is kind of a good reset point too, because it's halfway through the year exactly.
Yes,
it's July,
exactly.
right? And summer just started literally the last week.
Exactly.
I found the 3. It's commitment, dedication, and then sacrifice. Sacrifice is very important. Sacrifice might be the first one, the main one that you have to realize that there are going to be sacrifices, whether it's a financial goal, it's a fitness goal, it's a whatever goal. There will be sacrifices.
Exactly. In everything.
Yeah.
Even in marriage.
That is you sacrifice everything. I'm not saying that in a bad way, but you're sacrificing everything that you used to do or was a part of your norm prior to marriage.
Yep. Because now it's like you work together and now you have to
plan together.
Does it, what do you have going on today? Well, I have this going on today. What about you? I want for everybody in my house to be on a schedule. Does that make sense? And that's why I told Pete, like, he was like, let's wait until after we move to get signed up on this. I'm like, no. Let's do it now because even if we get it in here and there, as I'm like for me, when I was going, I was like, okay, I got to leave. I was like, I got to go. I'm going to go to Michelle's because I need to do something that doesn't have to do with moving. And I didn't feel like going, when you go to for me, guys, this is just for me, no one else. When I go lift, I have to come in with a plan, which requires thinking, which requires me, okay, so I think I'm going to do shoulders and triceps today or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So
do you try to think about what you're going to do earlier in the day so you can gear yourself up for that afternoon?
Exactly. Yeah. And I'll start to watch a bunch of different videos all throughout the day.
I see Marisol, no matter what she's working out, honestly, I don't care if you're working out legs or if you're working out core or accessories, you're just watching DOB doing shoulders. You're just watching her doing shoulder raises. Like, look at these pumpkins. Look at these stripes.
Her pumpkins are so amazing. It's like, damn. But yeah, that's what I'll do. And that's why I said for me, the gym is a totally different mindset.
Yeah.
Versus going into Michelle's class, she's got to think about it. She's the one planning it for you. You just have to show up and she's going to tell you what to do. And that's what I need right now. Just tell me what to do because I've already have to think so much.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about my exercise. I want you to tell me. So I had said that for today, because I'm going today, just today, Thursday and Friday, right? Because I didn't get to go yesterday or Monday. I'm going to do her class Wednesday today. Thursday, I'm going to go to spin. And then, because that girl's closer to me now versus now.
Oh, nice.
So she's closer to me. So I'm going to do that one. And then I'm going to go ahead and do her class again on Friday. And that's my workout for the week. Kicks off July. And we should be good to go. So I feel like even if I end the week kind of like, okay, well, get yourself ready for this plan of attack that you want to have.
When's July 1st? Friday.
Yeah, that's why I said I want to start Friday with.
Gotcha.
And it's 4th of July weekend, which, by the way, are we podcasting Monday? Or what are we doing?
I haven't asked you yet. I didn't know what y'all wanted to do. We'll figure it out. You let me know. We can probably do Wednesday if y'all want to do family stuff on Monday.
We'll see what's up. But how long have we been doing on this?
We literally did the entire first episode, guys, of just catching up on life.
Wow.
So if you want to catch the segue into SCOTUS, Roe v. Wade, and Marisol came in hot talking about a movie and all kinds of stuff, you're gonna have to tune into the Patreon episode.
Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. If you're not a part of the Patreon yet, listen, guys, you can sign up for as low as $5.
That's it.
That's it. And you get a free episode. You know what I'm saying? You get to listen to the bonus episode. Now, if you want to be a part of the soldier group, the whole world soldiers, now you have to level up. You have to get to the $10. Actually, no, level. Everybody gets to.
Yeah.
Oh, so everybody, even if you're, I'm sorry, I forgot.
Yeah.
Even if you are a comadre.
Yeah, you're in the Discord.
You're in the Discord.
You're part of the Cool Kids Club.
So come on.
The original, the original Breakfast Club.
Come on over and be a HERR Limit soldier.
I'm stopping it.